Hello, everyone. I just ate so much fried rice right now, so I might be a little phlegmy. But as always, we'll start in a little bit. We'll start in like a minute or so. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, let's redirect to my hand cam. There we go. Awesome. Oh yeah, and let me put on some chill hop for us. There we go. Let's see if it's working. Okay. It looks like my mic is working, my chill hop is working, my hand cam is working. So let's just go ahead and get started then. So hello everyone, I'm Babinka Bear, artist, historian, art historian, Sunbear PNG tuber, and recently Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Well, not recently, but it's a resurgence. It's coming back, which is why today I feel like it's been a while, right? It's been a while since we've done like a POSCA marker stream. But yeah, we're back, baby. Today we're doing Yuki Bear. We're doing Yuki Bear from Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, okay, to be pedantic, to be specific, it's Yami Yugi aka Atem, Pharaoh Atem. You know, but if you're not in the know of the character, oh my god, I also just ate, so I'm a little burpy. My throat is a little phlegmy, so you might be hearing me like making some noises today, like like that. Hopefully not like obscene noises, like burps and other gas noises, but I'll mute for those. But definitely clearing of the throat. So yeah. I've just been really into Yu-Gi-Oh lately, and I said it the past couple of streams, but to just reiterate, it's because my brother-in-law got into the card game. So my partner Beans, he got us all like structure decks, and then I was like, okay, I gotta relearn the rules, so I'm gonna install Master Duel. I did that, played through the tutorials, still playing through the tutorials. And then Beans and I were like, oh, like to my brother-in-law, his brother. We are like, we should watch the anime. And then he was like, well, how much am I gonna learn from the anime regarding like, you know, the rules of the card games? And I was like, nothing. Like you will learn zero. Which isn't entirely true. Let me adjust the light actually. Oh, and I got it. Oh man, I hate how grainy it is. Why? Okay, let me see if I can fix those settings. Video. Can I fix the video? No? Options? Oh, here. Let's see what happens if I put balanced. No, it's all grainy. Smooth? Smooth makes it even more grainy, so should I just do max resolution? That's a little smoother. I'm not seeing any grain, so let's just go with that. Let's just go with that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get started with actually like coloring this before I get too into my thought process. Not thought process. It's okay to be in my own thought process. It's more of a I'm gonna get on a tangent again, most likely. But yeah, so Because I've been getting into the card game again, which arguably I feel like as a middle schooler I was never like an expert at the card game. Like back when Yu-Gi-Oh first came out and people were like getting into the card game, I was but a wee middle schooler. It's funny, I did see a video recently on my YouTube For You page that was like, deck building as a child. It's just like, all right, these are the cards I have. So that's my deck. Oh, okay, what's your strategy? I play this monster. And then also like back then it was like the Wild West, right? Of like the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. So the rules that you would follow, cuz for one, for those who don't know, the card game, the rules in the anime, at least the first arc, the first couple episodes, I actually don't remember how long Duelist Kingdom was, but the first arc, the rules do not match the actual like in real life rules. It's only in Battle City when like the rules start to kind of resemble the real life rules. And even then there's like some differences. So with that in mind, if you're an elementary or middle schooler at this time playing the card game and all you have for reference is the anime and you also don't read the instruction manual, because I feel like the rules were also in the instruction manual. It's just that none of us freaking read it. I did because like back then I had no reading material. Yeah, like back then people kind of just did whatever they want when they like I was in the Yu-Gi-Oh club. That's what I remember. I was in the Yu-Gi-Oh club. And like everyone kind of just like did whatever rules were convenient to them. Like I said, it was the Wild West. But with that in mind, so that's what we're drawing today, or what I drew and what we're coloring in today is Yugi Bear. Not Yogi Bear. Yugi Bear. Very important distinction. And the difference, as I said in an earlier drawing stream, the difference could save your life. And it's funny, I was asking Beans for some input on like, I want to do a POSCA stream today, what should I draw? He always gives me really good ideas. But sometimes like I'll ask him for ideas and he'll give me something very like not complex, but like something that is not as simple as I would have wanted. So like he'll be like, "Oh, you should draw like a family of bears." And right then and there I was like, "No, just one bear, please. I don't want to draw like a whole scene." And he's like, "Okay, understood." He had a pretty funny idea though. It was like should draw a bear family, but they're like dressed like or they found like human clothes and they're like dressing up like humans, but obviously like in a mocking way. Say, look at me, I'm human. Look at me just being human and stuff. I don't like how the oh, what happened to the camera quality? Oh, okay. Ah, come on. Is it because I put it to max resolution? How come it was like fine for the tarot card stream? Alright, let's put it to smooth. I think that's fine for now. Put that away. And you know, if it gets pixelated, it gets pixelated. I do want to get some kind of like solution to my hand cam streams, because I feel like this has been a constant thing, especially with the POSCA markers, is like it's like the quality is not what I want it to be, but I think there's a way that we can work around it. Or rather than work around it, I feel like there's a way to like better it. I do have a webcam that I use for work. I did think about using that, but I don't have any kind of like stand or something to like prop it up in a way that it can be like a useful hand cam. Because that one's a lot better quality, and because it's like connected to my computer. I feel like there would be less problems with like the video quality, because what I'm using right now is actually not it's not connected to my computer in any way. I use my phone. And I use something called VDO Ninja, and it's basically like it generates a QR code for you, and then you just use that QR code on your phone, and it kind of like gets you to this platform where you can just like use your phone's camera as like a source for OBS. So it's really useful and simplistic, but as you can see, there are the drawbacks of just like it not being like nice quality. It's not nice quality, and then sometimes I lag. I noticed that from my previous streams. Oh no. I hit the stand. I know I just said I don't have a stand for my, oh, hopefully you don't hear the neighbors screaming, or the little kids screaming their lungs out. I do have somewhat of a stand. It's like one of those, like bendable wiry ones. But I feel like I need a different type for my webcam. But you know, like what I have so far, it works. And if it works, it twerks. Actually, I am thinking of just closing my window. So I'm gonna go ahead and close my window. Give me a second. Alrighty, I'm back. Let's go ahead and go back to the hand cam. There we go. Okay, so the question is, should I go on to coloring the rest of him? We got the fur, the bear fur. No, actually, his chest. As I mentioned, now that because I was looking into the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, a whole bunch of like anime video, like stuff about the anime would pop up on my For You page. And it's been a nice little like nostalgic walk down memory lane. I definitely mentioned this before, but like Yu-Gi-Oh when I was in middle school, that was my hyperfixation. And specifically, I was obsessed with Bakura. Like actually like yeah, Bakura was my favorite character, but I think like in general, the Yu-Gi-Oh anime was, and the manga actually. I was just obsessed with it. I read, I want to say like every chapter of the early manga, like before it got into Duel Monsters. Read every chapter. And man, that shit was dark. Every chapter had some kind of like violent end for a villain who like, you know, arguably, hello Sime, hello. We are coloring in Yugi Bear from Yu-Gi-Oh. Hehe, I love the ham emoji. How you doing, Sime? Yeah, I was just talking a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh. It was my hyperfixation at the time. In middle school, that is, when this first came out. And I love how wild Yugi's hairstyle is. It's so outlandish, and I feel like I haven't kept up with the Yu-Gi-Oh anime since I want to say GX. Yugi Bear, yeah. I didn't realize until I was saying the name out loud that I was like, oh, it sounds like Yogi Bear. But obviously it's not, because this is the king of duels, the king of games. Yeah, this is what I was obsessed with as a middle schooler. But the card game... You could have. No, actually, I feel like I had a good handle on the card game back then. Like I said, I read the manual. I was one of the few young kids who read the manual when I got my first deck, my first starter deck. But I remember like thinking how like it was so different from the anime that I was like, is this really the rules? Are these really the rules? All I remember about Yu-Gi-Oh is the Japanese. Oh man, how's the Japanese abridged version? I'm so curious because like the American one, I haven't seen it lately, but I definitely used to watch it when I was young. When did the abridged series come out? Like I want to say high school, when I was in high school, so like late 2000s, like the late like 2008 2009. That I remember the American one. The American one with little Karibo was so funny, but I haven't seen it lately, and I have this worry that that the jokes have not aged well, but I could be wrong. And it's not even aged well in a way that like they're offensive now. It's like aged like not aged well in a way that like is just not funny anymore. But I could be, terribly wrong, Hello, Sushi. Try searching it. It's funny, the Japanese version. I'm curious. Yeah, it's Yogi Bear. It's the king of games. Is this a pun? I didn't realize the similarity between the names until I said it out loud earlier during the stream. I was like, it's Yogi Bear. And I was like, wait, why does that sound so familiar? Yogi Bear. And it's unintentional. It's an unintentional pun. Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just gonna put this in a window just so I remember. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub Jawa. Okay, I'll have it on a tab. I won't play it because I don't know if it'll copyright me, DMCA me, but I have it in a tab. But it's an unintentional pun because I was asking Beans like, what should I draw today? And I was like, it has to have a bear in it. That's the only thing. And he was like, oh, we've both been into Yu-Gi-Oh lately, so you might as well draw like Yogi Bear. Now as I say it, it's like, yeah, it's kind of obvious now that it sounds like Yogi Bear. Then who would be his boo-boo? Oh, would it be like Little Yugi, like Oh, no English translation? Oh man, I was thinking that it was kind of like how it's not an abridged series, but like Yu Yu Hakusho? Like, I grew up with the English dub, but I have so many friends that told me that, like, there's a Filipino dub where they have different names. But is it in English? I'm not entirely sure. But his Aibo, yeah. Mohitori no boku. God, I freaking loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day. I was like, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Was one of my first times like looking into like the Japanese version of an anime and just being shocked that it was so different. Oh, are you talking about Yu Yu Hakusho for Sushi? Are you talking about the Filipino dub? Because I'm so curious. Is it in English? It's fucking nuts, really. Yeah, because I remember for me when my friends first told me about the dub names, I was like, for me it didn't fit the characters, but then for them it was like, oh yeah, like only those names fit the characters. Like, what do you mean Yusuke and Kuwabara and Kurama? I know it is like was one of them like Dennis? Is it Kurama that's like Dennis, and then Eugene is Yusuke? It has its own meme culture. That's awesome. That kind of reminds me of like Latino, like Dragon Ball Z meme culture. Which, like, I want my friends to tell me more about it because it seems like that also seems fucking nuts. I watched a video on like Homer Simpson's not Japanese, Spanish voice actor, and like how he has to change the jokes to like make more sense to like a Latin American or I don't know if he was like a Latin American, if it was just the Latin American dub or if it was just Mexico, but like how he has to change the jokes for it to make sense. Because like there's one scene where Homer in the English version, like some teens decorate his car, and then in the American version he's like, holy crap, my car. Oh wait, what was it? Sweet merciful crap, my car. But like that doesn't make as much sense in Spanish. So I think the Spanish dub actor for Homer changed it to like soy un chango, which is like I'm a monkey. It's called Ghost Finger. It's called what? Okay, Ghost Fighter. Why did I read it? In the PH, and there's an old fandom called Ghost Fighter. Yung Ghost Fighter. Something about that is hilarious. I'm so curious now about that. Oh, you know what? His eyes are also this color. Right now, this looks kind of weird without the outline, but I want to do the outline last. Oh my god, the eyes really make it obvious. When I showed the sketch to Beans, I was like, oh, I don't know if it really looks like him. And he was like, even if you did this really terribly, which you didn't, like, he's so recognizable by the hair and the eyes. And then sometimes you'll see Anong gentle somewhere and go, ah, man of culture. Translation of the dub. I'd be down. Yeah. It reminds me of something that my dad used to do, where like he would watch, like, my dad's like full Filipino, but and doesn't understand Japanese at all. But I remember one time he was watching like a Japanese game show, and was like laughing alongside it. And I was like, "Do you understand Japanese?" And he was like, "No, I don't." But like, you get the general mood, and you kind of feel like you have to laugh along with it. Not have to, but like, I don't know, the mood of it like translates enough that even if you don't know what they're joking about, like you get the jovialness of it. You get the whole like, oh, I'm supposed to laugh right now. And sometimes you kind of just go off that energy, and I feel like he's onto something there. I feel like he's onto something. But what I was talking about earlier though is the whole idea that like Yu-Gi-Oh was probably like my first anime where like I for one used the internet. Oh my god, it really was that far back. I used the internet to like look for screenshots of like future episodes because I was just so like impatient for new episodes that like I was like, okay, like I want to find out more and I want to like watch more. Unfortunately, I had dial-up internet, so like I couldn't stream, or could you even stream back then? Like stream episodes? You could definitely download Japanese episodes at certain sites, but my internet was so crap, or rather like dial-up internet back then was so crap that like, no, I didn't even download the whole episode. It was like a clip. It was like, what, a 5-minute clip? And that took me like maybe an hour, or no, how long did it take? It took hours. It took hours to just download that 5-minute clip. Yep, but it takes 1 hour. Oh, yeah. That's what you mean, yeah. This was like way back. I'm talking about like here in the US we had America Online with the dial-up noise that what is it, Randon would make, the not just an hour even. Yeah, streaming back then would have been something, but like downloading, I do remember downloading little clips of like Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh episodes. First of all, that was also my exposure to like male characters being voiced by women. Even though that is a thing in like American, like The Simpsons, Bart is voiced by a woman, but like the voice is like somewhat deep enough to like be like, oh, that's just Bart Simpson, you know? But I think like I didn't know in Dragon Ball Z, Goku is voiced by a woman. I'm pretty sure, wait, is Yuki's voiced by a man, right? In the sub? I'm just thinking of the meme, the like infamous Monster Kado, Duro, Monster Kado, like that sounds deep enough. But yeah, I remember like downloading like clips. It was specifically of Bakura because I was like obsessed with him. I was freaking obsessed. My first foray into like hot white-haired Bishonen men. Wait, I actually need like a reference because I'm drawing like his school uniform, but I forgot like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugimuto. Cause he's like wearing his like uniform, but also the weird like BDSM like outfit underneath. Now actually this was pretty tame. In the reference picture, he's just wearing like a black tank top, but I swear in like other episodes he's wearing like a leather ass like outfit underneath his school uniform. Actually, yeah, let me do the I'm gonna do the tank top. Or should I do gray first? Let me see how gray looks. Nah, I'll do black. I'll do black. And then gray will be for the highlights. Gray. Hello, Matthew. Hello. We're coloring Yugi Bear. Not Yogi Bear, Yugi Bear. From Yu-Gi-Oh! And then right now we were just chatting about like old internet, like dial-up internet from like the late wait, how long was it? I was in 5th grade. So when you're in 5th grade, add 5, you're 10. So it was the year like 2000. Am I gonna do Kai Bear next? I could. Beans told me the same thing. He was like, you should do like Kaiba Bear or Kai Bear. And then his brother came into the room and was like, you should do like you should do Blue Eyes White Bear. And then he was like, wait, that's just like a polar bear. They'd be like, no, if it's Blue Eyes White Dragon, then you would have like dragon features on the bear. Come on now. Or Dark Magician Bear. Dark Magician. But yeah, if I was thinking of... Okay, so yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the first time I like got into... Not even a fandom, because I didn't even talk to other people. I just went on like fan sites. But my first sub-anime, like, not sub, but like my first anime in the original Japanese... Dark Magician Girl, yes, Sushi. She has such a cute design. It's also like her color palette is super cute. But that does remind me how like, remember how she has like a chest piece? Like she has like a little jewel on her chest. And like the 4Kids dub was always insane because like they erased any references to like religion or anything that could be like interpreted as like satanic. So how about a 3rd-rate duelist with a 4th-rate deck bear? You talking about Joey Wheeler, Jonouchi, Katsuya Jonouchi. I love Joey. I love his accent so much. Hey, Yuke, I got my monster cards. He hit me with a trap card. I'm gonna play Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon and Time Wizard. I'm like butchering it, but like his accent like makes the show, to be honest. Baby Dragon and Time Wizard to make 1,000 dragon, and I equip kunai with chain. I can't. It's like his delivery. The voice actor is so based for that. God, I want to rewatch it. All right, let's do some pants. No, wait, should this also be black? No, this should be blue. Those fucking tight-ass pants for, like, what, a high schooler? They were in high school, right? I play kunai with chain. And I equip it to my flame swords. Like, you can tell that I fucking love this series. Stop trying to make Brooklyn Ridge a catchphrase, Joey. Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge watch-along? Yeah! Sime mentioned, like, the Javanese abridged series, which I'm down to check out. But it's also been a minute since I watched the English one by Little Karibo. And I don't think I ever... How far did he get in? Is he... Okay. Many questions. Like, did he finish, like... dubbing? Like, did he finish abridging the entire first Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, and did he go to GX? Is, I guess, my question. Because I don't remember ever finishing it. Do you guys know about Webdiver and Legends? No, I don't. I could check it out. He did? It's a 2-minute fan dub? Let me look that up. Web Diver and Legends. Look into it. Last I checked, he got to 5Ds. That's also where I dropped off in terms of the, like, just watching the anime in general. I watched all of the original series, and then I watched a little bit of GX, and I remember it was because I was hoping to see, like, the old characters. Which I don't think they ever showed up, other than, like, small cameos here and there, but I remember, like, and I remember I was, like, really close to dropping GX until, the spoilers for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. The arc where the main character like finds out that he had a connection to like a duel monster and becomes kind of evil. Like, and you know me, I like anti-heroes. I like stories where like, you know, the good guy isn't a good guy anymore. So I'm like, oh fuck yeah, happy-go-lucky guy is a villain. This is fucking sick. Never mind the 5D's Little Kraber was a one-shot. GX went wild, yeah. GX went freaking... There was a... Okay. GX had a character who, what was it? He ran, like, a dinosaur deck, right? And he's dinosaur-themed. His backstory is that he, like, got into an accident or something, and I think they had to, like... what was it? Like, I think he broke a bone, and they replaced that bone, or they infused that bone with a dinosaur bone. Therefore, he has dinosaur DNA, which, like... Which, like, shows up when he's, like, into it. He's, like, intense emotions, and his eyes turn into, like, slits to mark that he's, like, in dinosaur mode. And if that's not the most bullshit, like, I guess, like, character background I've ever heard in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Story. No, that's a lie. I feel like there's so many bullshit Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, background stories. All I know is that they have Hogwarts as schoolhouses. Yeah. Yeah, they did. And it was, like, it was made by Kaiba. So he was like, you could shave with that edge. Yeah, for real. Legends gave me Dragon Fucker Awakening. Nice. Yeah, it had like a Hogwarts style thing, but it was like Seto Kaiba was the one who set up the dueling academy, which also in concept is just ridiculous. It's like a school just for playing a children's card game. And the dorms were like blue was the strongest because it was the one like that Kaiba had the blue god card. Yellow was the next strongest, and then the weakest was red because that was Yugi's card. And it's like, damn, bro, bitter much that you're like establishing a whole ass school? And it's like, you know what? The weakest dorm, the stupidest dorm is gonna be like named after my rival. Kaiba, that's kind of cringe, honestly, yeah. And then in 5Ds are all orphans in a gang. Yeah, I never checked out 5Ds. Was that the motorcycle one? Was it inspired by the... Yeah, it was. It was inspired by the god cards. Because, Kaiba had Obelisk, which was blue. Merrick in the dub, or Malik, he had Ra, which was yellow, and that's like the middle dorm. And then the weakest was, in the dub, it's called Slifer, but I think in the Japanese version, it's the Dragon of Osiris? So that's like the weakest dorm, right? That's like in Harry Potter, if like Draco Malfoy was like the headmaster, he'd be like, the stupidest dorm is Gryffindor. I mean, this is the guy who spent billions on a city for a card game tournament. No, you're right. Like, the fact that this whole, like, world and economy runs on, like, the card game is so funny to me. So, like, in that regard, yeah, it's not too strange for there to be, like, a dueling academy, you know? I wonder if in this universe, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, it's like, son, you really want to be a doctor? Wouldn't you want to be a duelist? Like, they make a little bit more money, you know? Like, that's the pressure that the kids get in universe. Like, really, son, a doctor? Couldn't you go into, like, why don't you go to that duel academy? I mean, your deck is just full of monster cards. Like, don't you think you should stack it? Or do you think that like in that universe, like the card game is just as niche as it is in the real world, but like it just so happens that like the Elon Musk of their world is just so into it and he's like funding it. So like people that aren't into the game at all are just like, oh, there's fucking Seto Kaiba again, turning my whole ass city into like a tournament ground. How am I gonna get to work? How am I gonna do my grocery shopping when there's buzzsaws coming in from this damn duel rink? And you know what's funny is I'm only exaggerating a little bit. Cause I'm pretty sure like one of the games in Battle City like takes place on top of a building. And it was something like, oh, whoever loses this duel, like the glass ceiling from underneath them will shatter and you will fall to your death. Like, can you imagine being the office worker that like works in that building? Guess you're just gonna have to die. Can you imagine being at your day job and then you just like overhear like some commotion on the roof of your building? You hear like, I summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then like you hear like, your life points just went to 0. And then like the ceiling above you just collapses. Like a child just like comes through. Like, these are the questions. These are the questions to ask when it comes to like the Yu-Gi-Oh universe. Elon should go for TCG. Agreed. Like, you know, instead of like going into space, making like death trap cars that like have no crumple to them. You know, if he just went into TCG and just like, you know, converted a whole ass city into like a dueling tournament, I don't know. I feel like I would like that a little bit more than whatever the hell is currently going on. Markets them damn kids again. And then an oligarch kills everyone with a real duel monsters. That's the thing too, is that like I feel like we have the technology to actually make Yu-Gi-Oh like in the anime, they the very first arc in Duelist Kingdom, everyone was like in awe about like, oh my god, they have technology to make these like amazing holograms of the monsters. It's like I feel like we're at that level already. I feel like we definitely could. It's just that like Yu-Gi-Oh is not the biggest priority for hologram developers, right? So, but I feel like if Elon Musk did legit get into Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like we would have these stadiums. If only I could troll a billionaire with my esoteric nerd knowledge of card games. You're right, the metaverse. Yeah, yeah. Nah, son, VTubers. Honestly, I've been following Shindig lately. Shindigs. It's that person on Twitter that talks about like really cool VTuber overlays. And I think they recently tweeted about one that's like Pokemon themed, where it's like they in real time they can like commentate on like Pokemon matches. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but it was pretty cool. So I feel like that's also like not too far off to have like, you know, the holograms and stuff. It might even already be happening and I'm just not entirely sure of it yet. What? Oh, what's going on with this song? Yeah. What colors am I missing? Okay, we need some white and black. Maybe I need a bigger black marker. Yuki's hair is also like was surprisingly not that hard to draw, by the way. Not because I also used to draw him like back when I was a middle schooler, but it looks complex, but like because it's made up of like geometric shapes, it's actually not super hard to draw. What is this music? What is this chill hop I'm listening to? I mean, isn't that how Miku and Hololive have concerts? Yeah, very true, very true. So like, you know, we could literally already have like Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments with like holograms of monsters, projectors and whatnot. Don't mind me just lurking. Hello, Nomi. Feel free to lurk. I'm just rambling about Yu-Gi-Oh and the Yu-Gi-Oh universe. Get perceived. Yeah, hello. Great job on the debut, by the way. I was watching. I love the tangents and the stories and a little bit of everything. What was it? Oh, Tiger and Bunny. There was like something that I remembered about your stream that I was like, yes. It was most of it, but I remember it was also like Tiger and Bunny, and I remember I like took off my headphones for a second to like turn to my partner and being like, someone else liked Tiger and Bunny. Old man sex, yeah. Yeah, Tiger and Bunny. I haven't watched the new season. There's a new season, right? I've only watched the first season, but that was, like I said in the chat, that was my hyperfixation for like, I want to say a month or two. I remember I was specifically on LiveJournal at the time, and I would make like PFPs of like every episode. I would like just take screenshots and like make PFPs. My favorites were Origami Cyclone, Ivan, and Sky High, and what's a Dragon Kid, Paulin. You still need to watch all the movies. Yeah, I've only seen the first season, and I remember I was following it week by week, and I remember there was a spoiler alert. Quick spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched Tiger and Bunny the first season yet. There's an episode. Come back in like 3 minutes. Like if you haven't seen it and you intend to see it, but like there's an episode where it ends with like the main guy like thinking that he's dead. And I remember because I followed it weekly, I was like, "Oh my god." And I think it was near the end of the season too, so I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no way they just killed this guy. And I remember like back then, I have to admit back then I used to go to 4chan. I used to go to like the anime board for 4chan, and people were like, if they show like a death and it's not confirmed and it's like how the episode ends, it's almost for sure not gonna be an actual death. They're gonna cut to the next episode and he's gonna be alive. And I'm like, okay, you're right, but still. Let me catch up on chat. I was listening to the bot, and there were also wild deer and turkeys. Oh, cool. Turkeys are bastards. Sky High Love. I forgot the figure of Keith. Yeah, Keith. The hell site. Yeah, I used to. I'm ashamed to say that I frequented there when Code Geass was airing, and then Tiger and Bunny, because it's like I said with Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes I just get impatient waiting like every week. So I would go to other sources to like see if there were any leaks or any previews that like, you know, like let's say for Code Geass and Tiger and Bunny, it was like, oh, maybe there's stuff that like only people in Japan got, like magazine spreads and stuff. So I remember I used to go there like every so often. I remember some of the ancient memes from there. You started to cry. Yeah, that episode. 4chan was right about that though. Like if in any series, if it ends with like a character dying, but they don't like 100% confirm that that character has died, like if it's a cliffhanger, there we go, that's the word I'm looking for. If it's a cliffhanger, usually that character's not dead. I feel like the only time that you can like, I guess like prove that it's like a real character death is like, actually, that's a good thing to think about. Like, when do you know it's a confirmed character death? I think it's like if you see flashbacks. If the character starts to see like their life flash before their eyes and like the music gets emotional, then it's like, yeah, I think they're dead. But in that case, yeah, like that character didn't die. I never had the gumption to go on the chans. Nah, it's for the best. You shouldn't. Back then, it was like kind of tolerable, but now it's just not. It's like, in my humble opinion, it's not. But there's dead and there's anime dead, plot dead. I would totally want to do a watch along with Tiger and Bunny. I want to still. Oh my god, that's right, the brands. I remember showing that to Beans. I don't think he's watched it yet. I know he wants to because we both like superhero stuff. We're both like DC people. I love the Bat Family. We wanted to watch it, and then he was like, why does Ice Chick Blue Rose? Why does she have Pepsi on her? And I'm like, well, that's the shtick. They're heroes, but they're like supported by like corporations. They're sponsored, you know? And I think like, isn't there a time skip in the first season where like they get new sponsors? Or they get like more sponsors or something? Yeah, I love Tiger and Bunny. I remember, like I said, Origami Cyclone was like my favorite, and I remember right when I started getting into him, there was an episode dedicated to him, or not dedicated, like centered around him. And I was like, oh yes, yes, more stuff about Ivan. Oh, yeah, let me do. I'm gonna do gray for the parts that should be white, and then maybe a little bit of shading, just a teensy bit, just a smidge. I only know Tiger and Bunny through copious amounts of doujinshi. Oh my god, you hit it right on the head, Sushi. Like, I feel like a good amount of you already know, like, back when I was like more into, or I was more vocal about it, like when Magni and Vesper were like still alive. I apologize. I'm a rampant shipper, like shipper. I like shipping more than I like. I don't know if I have ever actually like been a Yumejo, but I love shipping. Like I've always like as a child watching Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh, I would like ship characters together, and like for Tiger and Bunny, fuck bro. Like, FedEx employee Babinka Bear, yeah, I do love the shipping costs. But yeah, Tiger and Bunny, which ones did I had like I read Dojinshi for Sky High and Origami Cyclone. And then Old Man Yaoi Real. Yeah, it really was. Yeah, because the main two were kind of adorable together. Even if you didn't ship them, like they had a good dynamic. And there were like little things that the voice actors did that I never noticed until someone on the Forbidden site pointed it out. But it was something like Barnaby, the one with the red armor. He when he gets really emotional, he has a lisp. And I thought that was super adorable. And like people on the Forbidden site would like make fun of it. But it was like kind of cute. I actually don't know if it's the character or if it's the voice actor, but like it was kind of like a neat little detail. Cause they would like on the Forbidden site they would like put posts of him like holding his head in his hand and they'd be like Dote with like a TH. Dote Dote. I'm like, that's so cute. Man, Dojinshi, I had... When was my first? Hetalia. It was fucking Hetalia. One thing I was told about for the newer seasons was a change in the character dialogue, and people were like, wait a second, he didn't say that in the original. Oh, really? Oh, no. Is there, like, retcons, basically? That's what that's called, right? Like, when they change something in the story? Actually, thinking about it, like watching it week to week, it actually had like a really good. Well, okay, for me, I really like a lot of the plot points. I think it was one episode not plot changing. Oh, okay, just a strange change. Interesting. I'm like curious now what is meant by that because trying to remember some of the plot points. I just remember the one where like was there a hero or like a villain that could like erase or manipulate memories? Because I remember there was a whole episode where like all of what was his name, Kotetsu? Like he was being hunted down by all of his friends. Cause like I think one of the like villains fucked with everyone's memories and they thought that he was a fugitive or a villain or something. No, you know what? I shouldn't do the outline yet. Should do a second layer of brown. And I remember there was an episode where we see Kotetsu's daughter and then she develops powers. Oh, spoilers. Oh yeah, and there was an episode that was like centered on Sky High, how he like fell in love with a robot? Spoilers? But I think it's one of those like one episode plots where it's like you never see her again. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's a new character from the movie that came in season 2. Yes, there was a character that did that. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen the movies either. The Sky High episode, yeah, irreversible damage. Oh yeah, and he has a doggy. Remember that? He has like a little like golden retriever. He's very like America. He's very America coded. Hello, Kuraketa. Hello, hello. Good evening. We are coloring in Yugi Bear, based off Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Or to be specific and pedantic, Yami Yugi, or Pharaoh Atem from Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're also chatting about anime, so right now the topic is Tiger and Bunny. Which if you guys haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend it. It's a fun... it does get dark in some places, but it is a fun, you know how a lot of superhero shows nowadays are kind of like, they're trying to, what's the word? Like, subvert. I guess subvert, like, the superhero genre. And, like, with examples like Invincible and The Boys, I do love those series, but it is definitely, like, on the more, like, gory and dark side of like, yeah, superheroes are fucking terrifying, and like if Superman wasn't such a good person, he could just like kill everyone in a blink. And basically like The Boys and Invincible is that. And couldn't get to, you're like the third person to say that. It's so funny that like the moment Tiger and Bunny is like mentioned, it's like, ah, old man Yowie, yes. Like, because it's funny that it's like 3 different people so far in chat. It's like walking down the street with a microphone and just being like, "Hello, sir. Have you heard about Tiger and Bunny?" And let me use this as a mic. "Excuse me, sir. Have you heard about Tiger and Bunny?" "Ah, yes, the old man Yowie. Yes, yes, I have." And then you go to like another person, like, "Hi, have you heard about Tiger and Bunny?" "Yeah, yeah, I have. That's the old man Yowie, is it?" Which like it's not false, but it's just funny that it's like the what is it? If I had a nickel for every time someone referred to Tiger and Bunny as Old Man Yowie, I'd have like 5 nickels, which isn't a lot. But it's just funny that it happens every time. It is the best. Where's Four Milks? She's on a trip. But I do wonder if she would also chip in. Be like, oh yeah, the old man Yowie. I know that she's on a trip and she's not gonna be back until the 9th, and I miss her. Milky Doko. Oji-san spotted. Imagine a year ago I was like Vesper Doko and now I'm like Milky Doko. Actually around this time last year he was still on suspension. And I remember because he came back, I think he came back like near my birthday, because I remember thinking like, wow, this is the best birthday present ever. He's back. Okay, I found the original dialogue. Ryan, doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, older or younger. Does that sound better, princess? Who was Ryan in Jelly of the OG Random Ryan, Tiger, and Bunny. Oh, movie character. I was like, I like Googled him and I was like, I have never seen this character, so like he kind of reminds me of Sky High of Keith, but like different. Oh yeah, he did come back and then had the Japan arc. Right, in the translation, it's an outdated gender norm. I still feel like I need to protect you. I was raised to think better. I think I might be a feminist. What a like What a change! What the fuck? It doesn't matter if you're a guy or girl. Does it sound better, princess? That's like radically different, like translations. That's so yeah. That is weird. Cause like in no way is that like yeah like in no way is that like oh I see how they could have like mistranslated it here. It's like that's just like radically different. Oh, this needs a. You guys want some POSCA marker ASMR? I gotta move the ball around. Yeah, that's like kind of weird how different that is. Wait, maybe I need to do this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, no, too much. Okay. There we go. Okay, once I get this layer down, I'll look back at chat. I guess that's more of an orange, but whatever. As long as they don't mess with my old man Yahweh, I'm good. Yeah, true, very true. Are the markers pescatarian? I'm afraid not. They eat meat. Nah, they're Posca. Yeah, they're paint pens. So if I do it too much, so like if you haven't seen me use these, the tip like is able to go. I don't want to go in because it's gonna leak all the paint. But there's paint inside. There's also a little ball that you can that's the sound when you shake it is the ball like going in, and it's just kind of like activating the paint that's inside. So anything that's like dried up or coagulated, I guess, it gets moved around. It turns liquidy, and then you push in to get the paint out. But if you're not careful, you'll get a lot. Yeah, Posca, my beloved. Actually, I feel like the inside of the ears can also have this color. What's funny is that mini painters actually do wick their acrylic paints with their mouths. Enough that some brands... Yes. I just saw I knew about this before, but I just saw a tweet that reminded me of it. The Radium Girls. Who I guess content warning. Oh, how do you even content warning for that? Like radiation? Related injury and or trauma and or death? There's your content warning. Before I start talking about it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, the Radium Girls were women who I think painted with like I think the paint had radium in it, which is radioactive, and like they didn't have water to like straighten out the brushes, so they would actually use their own saliva. They would put the paint in their mouth. Not the paint, but the brush, which still has like traces of radium in it, in their mouth to like wet the brushes and like make it straight. They would also use the radium itself as like makeup because it was said to give them like a radioactive glow, a kind of ethereal, effervescent glow. And it was like used to kind of attract, you know, men or people that they were into. But of course it's radiation. So like over time it did like irreparable damage. And like I'm pretty sure, I am like 100% sure they died from their injuries. Yeah. So like, and it's unfortunate, but like, it's also like this was during a time when they're like people didn't know that much about like the long-term effects of like radiation on your body, but it's like horrendous like what happened to them because like if you are not faint of heart, I would say like I guess even just reading into it because the words that people use to describe it is like horrendous. So I'm not sure. Early 20th century does sound like it would make sense. I think the brand is golden. They have range that's intended for painting Gundams. They put out videos telling people not to lick the paint. Yeah. I think so. That's the thing. I keep saying that I'm a historian, but the thing I always suck on is dates. Even like time periods. I remember like I was at work the other day and Someone was asking me about like the images that I use in my presentation, and I'm like, oh, it's like Maya images, and he's like, oh, is that like medieval? And you know, like medieval, you use that more so for like European stuff. And I was like, no, it's like Maya classical period. And he was like, oh, what year is Maya classical period? And I was like, oh, damn. I didn't know. I just like I was kind of just parroting what my like fellow educator had told me. She was like, yeah, it's Maya classical period, which I have the opportunity to look it up now. 200 to 900 AD. So it wasn't, it's like far off from the medieval times. Medieval times would have been like, what, 1300s to 1600s or so? This is like Roman Empire, like late Roman Empire. One of my VTuber friends has a paint water mug merch. It's good to have. I like the mugs that are like, this is paint, this is not paint. Because I would never drink something while I'm doing watercolor. I feel like that's too much of a risk. Or at the very least, you should have like different cups that are like radically different from each other. Like you shouldn't be drinking coffee at the same time as you're doing like watercolor or any kind of paint. That's just like asking for disaster. Okay, what should I color next? Let's go back over the hair. Let's go back over the hair, and then we'll start doing some outlines. Oh no, you know what? I should do the black first. Roman Empire, do you think often of the Roman Empire? I don't. What I know that people have been memeing, or like the phrase now is like, what was your Roman Empire? What do they mean by that? Is it like, what was your like thing that you loved but eventually collapsed? Like, so would like Vesper and like Magni be my Roman Empire? Like something that you like loved, but it like came to an end? Is that what they mean by that? Because I've seen people memeing on that. And it was like, my Roman Empire was... You know what? I think that's the tweet that I saw, right? Like, that's the tweet that I saw about the Radium Girls. It was like, oh, my Roman Empire was the Radium Girls. And it's like, wow, what the fuck? I haven't thought of it. I'm ashamed. No worries. Oh, what do you think of when you're doing nothing? What do I think of when I'm doing nothing? Well, right now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I'd say Vesper, or like I'd say like PNG tubers and VTubers. As of right now, that's what I think of when I'm not doing anything. I'm usually like oh man, what stream should I watch today? Or like what art should I do today? Because it used to be that I would think about like stuff that I could do for work to make my work life a lot easier, but I've actually hit a point where I feel like I'm doing like not to like toot my own horn, not to suck my own dick or anything, which I don't have, but I feel like I've what is it, streamlined a lot of things with like my work and my the team that I work with. I've streamlined so many things that I feel like we've hit such a good system that I don't even have to worry about it when it's not work hours, which is a good thing, which is like you always want to not think about work when it's not work hours. So like for once I can say that I've done that. Like I've streamlined it well enough that like once it hits 5 o'clock, I don't have to think about work anymore. And like I said, not to suck my own dick or nothing, but I feel like it's because I did a lot of good systems and good spreadsheets. And whenever people have questions, I could just be like, did you look at the spreadsheet? And that's it. Business lingo. My Roman Empire right now is Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate. Very based. I love Shadowheart. And I do want to keep on playing Baldur's Gate 3. But I'm either prepping for birthday stuff, or I'm like doing art, or I'm doing like a side project. I think I mentioned this before. I was in the middle of romancing Asterion and Shadowheart at the same time. What guys think of at night versus what their SO thinks when they're thinking of. He's probably thinking about other women. What would Beans' thing be? It's like, Like he's probably thinking about like Forza or no, he's thinking about Overwatch. For sure Beans is thinking about Overwatch. He's like, "Damn, that game was ass." Like or not like Overwatch itself, but he plays a lot of Overwatch like into the night. And then like when I say that game, I don't mean Overwatch as in like that comp game that he played or like that team. Not the team, he likes his team. They're friends of mine too. But it's like, "Oh, that last game that we played, complete ass." You know? And then like for him the meme would be like, "Oh, she's probably thinking about." Well, I don't know. I don't think of other men really. I'm very much like 3D PG. What is it? 3D 3D PD. I really don't think about other men. Unless they're like VTubers, but that's not even in a romantic sense. As I said earlier, I'm very much a shipper. I'm not a Yumejo. I'm like if he sees me smiling at my screen, it's not me thinking of Vesper like with me. It's me thinking of like, wow, Vesper and Magni. Wow. Like, they said I love you to each other in that one stream. Like that's my Roman Empire. I miss playing it. It used to be fun. Oh no me. Yeah, my Bean still plays. He plays like every night that he can when he's like de-stressing from like bio class. Bean could probably thinking about 2D boys. I'm thinking about 2D boys kissing each other. I miss Overwatch. Same. I kept flopping back. Yeah, 3D PG. The hello. Now Keith. Me when I hear Callie mention Kiara, my ship brain starts working. I love like before Tempest, like I said, I used to follow a little bit of Myth and a little bit of Council. I never shipped anyone. Sorry, saliva. I never shipped anyone in Council, but and I don't think I even shipped that much in Myth, but like I do remember thinking how cute Callie and Kiara were. But then I heard something about how, like, you know, they were kind of, like, diving into the shippy stuff, but then afterwards they were just like, nah, like, like, they didn't want to get, what's the word, like, pigeonholed into it, you know? Which is understandable. That's completely fine, you know? Yeah, it is very much now Kith. Takamori, that's what it's called. And I'm also a sucker for just like when the ship dynamic is not just like a good dynamic, but also like lore wise. Because like if you think about it, you know, Callie, the Reaper, Kiara, the Immortal Phoenix. You know, I kind of like when it makes sense like that. The bit had to die, as Vesper would say. The death of Takamori was a blessing. Now it's better. Aw, cute. Crony's mama draws Crony with all the council girls in one huge shirt. Oh, that sounds cute. I haven't checked out a lot of council lately. I've been busy with watching Randon, and Professor Lando's been like streaming a bit more recently, and then watching you guys, and then Armis. But I've just been watching Ruse though. I haven't really been watching the rest of them that much, even though they all seem fun. I feel like because I vibe with Ruse the most, like, and because I'm too busy with watching other streamers, I think he's the one that I've kind of just like settled on. I like when he talks about his like hyperfixations, because it's like, oh, he just like me for real, for real. Krona Falme ship is also my Roman Empire. I like their dynamic a lot. I remember seeing a couple of animations from like when they played Minecraft together, and like whenever I think of the word berry, I always think of the way that Mume says it. Berry. Some berries. Fun fact, the sole reason I got into Tempest, my reason I got into VTubers was all because of Magni's mama drew him. She also drew Domon. Yes, FGO. FGO. Oh my god, I love FGO so much. Same ruses like Random, but we have Random at home. No, he's also like his own like he also is his own dynamic because I feel like it's definitely because it is very tempting to like compare the two because they seem to like have a lot in common. But I feel like I don't know, it's almost like Ruse is a bit more chaotic in a different direction. Like Randon is chaotic in that like he'll just be doing something and he'll just like randomly, very casually say something that is unhinged. Like he'll be like, you know, if he was in my position, like, you know, drawing Yugi, he'd be like, damn, this part right here looks like a dick. Which is like it's like random, it's out of left field. And then he'll like move on. Or he'll laugh and then he'll like eventually move on. Whereas I feel like Ruse's humor or Ruse's vibe is more like chaotic in like a violent way. Where it's like, man, look at this. You could probably like stab someone to death with those spikes. I don't know, does that make sense? Like his is more like, you know, like, yes, I bathe in the blood of my enemies. Whereas like, I guess Randon is more like, blood of my enemies. Like a weird moaning sound. All the HQ boys' mamas worked on FGO. Axel's mama. Yeah, didn't Axel's mama do Gilgamesh? Not like OG Gilgamesh, but I think Caster Gilgamesh, right? Chill Chaos, yeah. Yeah, I like even though Ruse has a lot in common, like he's definitely like his own well, everyone's their own thing, right? I feel like it's weird to be like you're this, but you're A but also B. Not insulting, but like yeah, they're definitely their own thing and I like it for that. I like them for that. Yeah. Yes. Randon is a Coomer, Ruse is just Ruse. Yes. The one thing that I would say kind of like reminded me of like not even Randon but Vesper is the way that Ruse like when he does get into like a hyperfixation, he will just like go all in into it. And it reminds me of like I mentioned this before, but one thing that I really liked about Vesper's like early streams was when he streamed Project Zomboid and he just went all in into like explaining the mechanics of Project Zomboid and like what he likes about it, and he went into full like this is my hyperfixation and this is what I know about it. And I remember watching it because like usually when I watch a streamer, if I don't know the game, usually like I just don't tune in. But for him, like he explained it in a way that was like, oh, this is really cool. And like it also, I said this before in another stream, but it also changed my perception of streamers as like you have to blind react to like every game. You can't just play a game that you already played. Whereas like, you know, Vesper kind of turned that around for me where it's like, oh yeah, like as long as there's content to be had with it, as long as like you can like info dump about it, you can play a game that you've already played. Why not? I realize Goldie's mama more than him. I've followed her since she drew Old Man Yowie from Kingsman movies. Wait, from the Kingsman movies? I love like how many did I see? I didn't see the latest one with Rasputin. But I've seen a good amount of the Kingsman movies. I didn't realize, but it makes sense that there would be Old Man Yowie in that. Anyone here playing Project Zomboid? I still gotta check it out. This week? Oh, sorry, bubble caught in my throat. This week I'm alongside streaming. I'm just gonna be focusing on prepping for my birthday, but it's not even specifically for my birthday. It's like prepping assets that I just never had the energy to prepare beforehand. So like actually this is a good example. Like look at my setup right now. I have my camera. I have like, you know, the my hand cam. Underneath it says current music chill hop. There's my model, there's Beans, the gif of Beans being pet, and then there's chat right next to that. And like other than that, it's just a black void. I want to make an overlay so it's not just a black void. The only overlays I have also are very minimalist. And even though I do like minimalism, it's also just because like they're the only ones. Look, see, I'm just showing off my overlays. You know, it's very minimalist because one, I made it on Canva. Here, even my Zatsu screen, I made it on Canva, like myself. And like, even though, like I said, I do like minimalism, I do love the neo brutalist UI. It's also because like I don't know that much like graphic design. If I had a little bit more know-how, it'd be a bit fancier. No, wait, wrong one. No, wait, wrong one. Hand cam. There you go. But yeah, so like one thing I want to try and make before my birthday is an overlay. At least for gaming or stuff like this. I made emotes. I'll be revealing them on Friday. But I forgot that you also have to make a like, well, I don't have to, but you know how like if someone subscribes and then there's like tiers to it? Like I forgot that you got to make like the little icons for that. The little like, you know, little symbols for it, right? So gotta work on that. If you look at my, what's it called? I should also be coloring. If you look at my profile or my about me section, it's just text, and other folks have like banners, or not banners, but like, you know, where it says like about me or like my social media. I feel like I should have like a little banner for that or something. Yeah, just like little stuff like that I'm just prepping for. Gotta practice the orb ball, taking random hostage in a 6-man team royal battle. I tried to play Zomboid, but I'm not that patient. I have to see the latest one. Go from naked bear to clothed bear as far as tiers. Oh yeah, I also like kind of developed a mascot, but I feel like it's very lazy. But I also like, I feel like if you are a VTuber, PNG tuber, and you make a mascot, for me at least, I feel like it should be something that's easy to draw, so that people can like accessorize and personalize it however they want. And I feel like you see that with a lot of like current mascots, right? Like you see that with like the Magmites were like relatively easy to draw. The Vesties were pretty easy to draw. Randonites even more so. They're like slimes, right? I feel like if you look at like a good mascot, they're usually pretty easy to draw. So that even like if you don't have like if you're not super confident in your art skills, then you could still like be like, oh yeah, this is my Magmite Sona, or this is my Vestie Sona. You know, and it's like a Vestie with like cute hair, you know. I think is that like I think Stacy's. Was it Stacy that has one with like a cute little like hairstyle? I feel like a lot of people have theirs like. Yeah, am I like thinking of that correctly? Are we the schmoops, or did Randon like say it in a stream? Because I assumed that the schmoops were the slimes, but I am not 100% sure on that. I thought that's what the Randonites look like, but I could be wrong. Schmoopy. Oh, my nose is itchy. I might have to wash it in a little bit. Sometimes my nose randomly gets itchy, but usually it's only around like allergy season. And the thing is, whenever I like not itch it, scratch it or rub it, like I feel like people around me usually like look at me weird. And I'm not sure if it's like, are you thinking that I'm picking my nose, or are you thinking that I'm on like cocaine? Because it's neither. It's like, it's that my nose is very itchy right now. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and wash it. This is like unbearable. Unbearable. Alright, let me go to BRB. Okay, that's a little bit better. Oh, nose itchy. Okay. I think Schmoop was old Randon lore. Oh, okay, okay. The only time I remember Randon describing the Randonites is that we are bricks he throws at his enemies. Ah, okay. Which, you know, also easy to draw. Relatively, right? So yeah, I guess until we get like a confirmed form, I guess I'm just assuming that it's the slimes, but yeah, I feel like a lot of YouTuber mascots are should be relatively easy to draw. I'm trying to think of one that's like complex. Can't really think of any. Yeah, with that said, I was thinking of like my own mascot, and I do have a name. Actually, I'll just say it right away. I'll just say the name because the form itself I'll reveal on my birthday. But I'm thinking the Bibing Cubs, right? You guys are Cubs, and that's all I'll say on that. You guys are the Cubs. Okay, what should I do next? Let's do gray for the outline of anything that's white. Duro Montacado. Actually, maybe I should do gray for the chains as well for the Millennium Puzzle. What color is Yugi's weird little choker thing? Oh, it's like a dark blue. Actually, I'll just do this whole thing blue, and then I'll do gray over it. And then what color are his shoes? His shoes are black. Related to the yaoi topic from before, I'm faithful defender that Devilman is yaoi in disguise. Not even in disguise. I feel like that one is very like I guess you gotta be like coping real hard to like not think that there's like a little bit of homoeroticism in that one. Especially with what's the name of the angel again? Akira? Wait, what's the name? Okay. Who is who? Man, human. Which I have to also like admit, I've only watched Devilman Crybaby. I didn't watch like the original stuff. Akira is the main guy, and then Ryo is the angel, right? Or I guess spoiler alert. And they were roommates. Oh, original Devilman was completely in disguise. Ah, I see what you're saying. Men, human. You know, I don't know if I'll get DMC8, but I want to do a little bit of I want to like call it micro karaoke, like in which I just sing like one or two songs. But then I also feel like if I try to sing it and my voice can't go that low or high, I'll just drop it or I'll just start humming. So no uta. 2 second burst, yeah, like what Magni said. Like, rolling around at the speed of sound. And then that's it. And then like 3 minutes later. Gotta follow my rainbow. I actually don't remember all the lyrics to that one. But how did Devilman go? Alright, you guys are gonna hear it, which means that I might get not DMCA'd, but like I might have to like mute it. Like for the VOD at least. First stream in 30 minutes. Thank you for the Tiger and Bunny tie. Of course, anytime. Good luck with the prep work. Oh wait, stop. What is this? Okay. Chill hop. Okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. Good luck with your prep. Good luck with your stream. Depending on when I finish off this guy, I'll probably raid into you. So, yeah. Good luck. Let's put the chill hop back on. That was an idea I was experimenting with, was like doing a little micro karaoke, as in like just 1 or 2 songs for my like affiliate stream. But I don't know, there's like very few songs that I'm like fully confident in, even though I do love singing a lot. And I think I'm okay with playing it. Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah. Actually, since we're on a roll, I do like Altair's cover of Everything Goes On. Immediately risk it for the biscuit on debut. It would be the karaoke version, so I wouldn't get DMCA'd for that, right? So actually, is there let's see, karaoke. Ah, they do have it. Okay. Wait, I have to listen. Okay, I'm gonna mute the music because I need to use Altair's cover of this for a reference of like how low my voice should be. So let me mute this. Okay, I don't know if my voice is ready to sing, to be honest. But how about a Richard Cheese cover? I love Richard Cheese. I don't listen to a lot of his music, but Beans definitely does. Randon did not believe me that Richard Cheese is an actual musician. Yeah, he is. He's the I know him as Ricardo Queso. He's awesome, right? Because he does jazz. What is it? Jazz covers of like others. Oh my god, he did the fucking System of a Down song. Why'd you leave the keys upon the table? You wanted to. I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. Like, I love it. Lounge. Okay, yeah. Unless the music is really loud compared to your voice, it rarely mutes the VOD here on Twitch. I don't know about the VOD on YouTube. It catches. So whenever I play Chill Hop, it does catch it. Like the copyright does catch it, but Chill Hop does allow you to use its music. So I don't know if like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like what I just played right now, Devilman, they probably will catch that, and I will have to at least edit that part out. But editing it out on YouTube is fine. It's editing something out of a VOD on Twitch that freaking sucks, because you actually like, there's a way to do it, but like you can't just like edit it out. You have to like unpublish the video and then like publish it as a highlight. Like you can't just edit out a certain part. It sucks. Back when he was Vesper, I was trying to find music that would suit Vesper's low voice, but he specifically needed to do a Japanese cover. Yeah, and even Shinigami's like deceptively hard, because you do like, even though you start low, you have to go even lower, which was great for Vesper because of that one point where he, it's the part right before the laugh, and like he goes really low, but it sounds good. I was gonna sing Everything Goes On, but I tried it right now and I'm like, nah, I don't know if I didn't like do any kind of vocal, you know, exercises or like whatever the equivalent to stretching is, so I don't know. Though, when I was listening to Professor Lando's karaoke, when they did System of a Down, I love System of a Down. Did they have Chop Suey? Oh, no, wait. No, 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 no. No, not that one. I'm looking for karaoke. Your toxicity, your city. Is it this one? Bay was trying to find him an easy song, but then Vesper picked that song. Ah. I mean, it does suit him. It does suit his voice. Okay, I'm not gonna actually, like, do karaoke, but if I so happen to remember the lyrics, I will try. But wait, does it even have lyrics? Oh, wait, I don't like this color. Well, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Oh my god, that's so funny. This version of the karaoke, like, it says something like conversion software version 7.0, and it plays it as if that's the lyrics. It isn't, right? Like, that song doesn't have software version 7.0 in the lyrics, right? Everything Goes On is such a weird song because it sounds like it's not that hard, but then you notice it had a lot of mini tone changes in between. I don't know what that means, but like no, I know what you mean. Like some parts where I don't know, like, music, I guess, lingo. So I keep, like, going back and forth, but it's because, like, do I really know the lyrics to Toxicity other than the chorus? Your toxicity in our city, in our city. We'll try. Do do. Don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Oh, I don't like how I held that note. It's the story you've been told, so let's pretend a little. Oh, there's no little thing that shows, like, how fast I should be going. Well, you were staring out the window, and I said, I wanna take you to the sea. And when I'm better, we'll do everything. Gotta stop making promises I can't keep. Was gone tomorrow, will the waves crash on? Oh, that's so low. As we pass the setting sun, someday I'll be overcast, but you don't have to cry, 'cause we'll do the grieving while I'm by your side. I said, don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. Oh, you know, it's also nerves. I feel like if I were just singing by myself, my throat would be a little bit more relaxed, and I feel like I hit a couple more notes accurately, but now that I'm, like, doing it for the first time on stream, it's like, ooh, that did not sound as nice as I thought it would. I did great, yeah? Thank you. And I know I paused a lot. I know that bugs me too whenever I'm, like, listening to a karaoke and someone's just, like, stopping all the time. They're like, oh, that was bad. That was bad. I don't like how that sounded. Like, I know I did that just now. But it is a little bit of the nerves. But thank you. Thank you both. Yeah, that's true. Now I can hear myself. Now I can be like, is it really as bad as I think? Or is it okay? Because I remember I was partying with some friends. And when I say party, I mean, like, a kickback at a house, not, like, at a club. But of course it was, like, a Filipino party. So, like, people were doing karaoke. And well, I think I was singing Black Parade. And like I was at the point of drunk where like I didn't care as much how bad I sounded, and I just sang. And like I think the I hit one of the high notes, and I was like, oh, that was bad. And then like a friend of mine who is like notorious for not like sugarcoating things, like pretty like he can be pretty rough. He was like, why did you stop? You hit the note perfectly. And I was like, there's no way. There's no freaking way. So like, you know, and like this is the kind of guy that's usually like, wow, that sucked. Like, and it's like, damn, if you're saying that I hit the note, then maybe there's hope for me after all. So yeah, I think that like is helping that, and then like this experience right now is helping me be like, okay, maybe I don't sound as bad as I think I do. And yeah, I'm not like perfect, and not like, man, when I was listening to Sushi's karaoke, I was like, damn, this sounds like heavenly. Like, I'm not at that level yet, and like I said, I have no vocal training, but you know, it's something to work towards. I think I'm ready for some outlines, especially for the eyes. I've been waiting for it. Because what is Yu-Gi-Oh without like the thick eyeliner? How did the eyes go again? Like, there you go. Yeah, I really like Sushi's singing voice. And regular voice, but you know what I mean. There was when did we talk about it? Like a couple streams ago, or maybe last streams? Not Overlord. Unravel. Unravel by from Tokyo Ghoul is so deceptively hard. Or I think when I sang it at karaoke with a friend of mine, we went too high. And it did not sound good. And then I think I tried singing it to myself, but lower, and it actually sounded a lot better. But man, like I don't know if by default that song is just hard, or if it was because like we had gone in like too high. Most of the time, singing is just doing a little bit of vocal practice before actually singing. It helps opening up the vocal cords. That song is extreme, yeah, especially at the beginning. The Oshiete yo. Yeah, very true, Kudeketa. I actually have a friend from a Filipino organization I used to work with. I was telling him that I like was interested in singing, and he like gave me the whole spiel of how like it's like with art, no one is necessarily born a good singer. It's just that like, yeah, some people already have like nice voices and like they don't need as much vocal training, but you still need like vocal training to like better things like your stamina, stuff like that. I have no training either. I get really thrown off when other people are also singing. I like group singing. Yeah, like trying to think of like a song that everyone like joins in on. I think back in my day it was Bohemian Rhapsody. Like that's the one song that like no matter who you are, like everyone joins in. So she went for 3 hours. Yeah, I could like if I'm singing to myself because my vocal cords are more relaxed, I could go for a pretty long time. But like for karaoke, I feel like I tire out after like 2 to 3 songs. And that's because like Kudekata said, like it is basically like doing your vocal practice, but because I don't know like what those stretches and exercise are, I don't do them. So during karaoke, I'm just like, eh. I wonder if I should. Oh, I didn't color in the white, and I know that sounds kind of weird, but like this is a bullet journal which has like little like bullet points, so I want to do my best to take those out. And also, I think the white marker just makes it a little bit more vibrant as well. Unravel is like S tier difficulty. Trying to sing that song, forcing your voice can be dangerous. Very true. I feel like that's kind of what took me out. after that, like during that karaoke night. I think that was like kind of the nail in the coffin. Because that wasn't even our first song. That was like near the end of the night. And I remember like heading to the car because he was also my ride home. And both of us were just like, yeah, let's not do that again. Like that was kind of rough. Like not even just rough like sounding, but like rough on our like vocal cords. But it's also such a good meme song. Yeah, I have some songs that I memorized because I've sung to them myself so many times, but actually doing karaoke and projecting is harder. Yeah. I remember that was me with a couple of My Chemical Romance songs. I think one of them was Teenagers. And then like when I tried to sing it at karaoke, I was like, wow, not only does this song go a lot longer than I thought, but this is a lot more like of a strain on my voice. I said these teenagers scared the living shit out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes and strike a violent pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. Which, that song has become more and more true, like, the older I get. Because these teenagers really do scare the living shit out of me. I've heard people describe Unravel as that one song with the guy having his balls in a vice. Yeah! I could see that. Like, imagine it's meant to be like, Oshiete yo, shiete yo. Okay. Should I put shading? I think for now I'm gonna do line work, and then we'll see about the shading. Oh, there you go. No, this part. You know, apparently Yugi's hair is based off a hand. I kind of see it. Like this is like, no, wait. It'd be like this. Like... There's not even the right amount of, like, yellow thingies, now that I think about it. I really tried to practice Unravel, but the screen part, that's fucking hard. There's tutorials on how to do that, but I've just never, like, had the free time to, like, actually try it out. And I do want to. Because, I think in... Did Haka also do, like, kind of a tutorial on how to do, like, that scream? Because it's not like, I always thought it was just like, you know, screaming and like the hoarseness comes from like your vocal cords. But I think I heard someone say it's kind of like the vocal fry. Like if you don't know what vocal fry is, it's like the like that sound. I don't know if my microphone like took it up, but like it's that, but like just like amplify that, and that's like the scream that you hear in like screamo music. But I've never actually like tried it out, so I'm not gonna try it out live on stream with zero practice. But I prefer the Kanata version from Hollow JP. Is she the one that sang it with like, wait, how did it go again? I think I've heard Ina, or like I hear like the girls from Hololive just do it as like unraveling the world. Like they'll just say it in their normal voice, and it's just kind of funny. How did Kanata do it? Was it like that? Cause yeah, I think it's you're definitely not supposed to just like do it as a scream, like unraveling the world. Like it's a weird little like vocal fry. Or And then I remember I haven't been watching a lot of Roach Mama. I haven't been watching a lot of her videos, but I remember in one of her earlier ones, she said that she's been like kind of practicing how to do the screamo growl thing. And she said that she like would almost like not unconsciously did it, but like she elongates it for 30 seconds. So it's like unraveling the world. If I could, I would watch the JP girls more. Well, I know that they have the tournament coming up, right? The, is it Apex? The Team Snakebite organized one? Or I'm assuming it's Team Snakebite that's organizing it, right? I just saw, like, the roster. And, like, the only, Hollow JP girl so far is Mel. Which, like, I didn't know that she like, collabs with Hollow Stars occasionally. Because, like, how funny would it have been if she ever did something like, maybe like Apex, but like, because I was gonna say like something with Vesper, because you know Double Vampire, because like didn't Vesper do it with Yofi and Estelle last year? Or he did like some Apex thing. I can never get over the language barrier. No, me too. That's the thing. Like, I think Aruran and I forgot who else. Is it Roberu? I think they have translators, or they have like machine translation on their streams, which is actually really like helpful. Because even if it doesn't get it like 100% of the time, it still gets like a gist of it. Excuse me. Sorry if you heard that burp. So I think that's really helpful. That's really useful. I don't know if any other like JP talents do that though. Because that would definitely help with accessibility. Oh, you know what? Yugi's hair also has like this weird little like... There you go. You gotta have like the action lines. And where is it here? Where's this one? One like right here. And then there's one. Oh my god, I almost forgot. You know what I have to check out? The new Doctor Who episodes. The new ones with David Tennant and Donna Noble. Was it someone here or someone that I know IRL that was like, I didn't really like Donna Noble? Well, I don't know how many of you are like Whovians, but like, I fucking love Donna Noble. I think it was my coworker that said it. If it was one of you, I apologize, but I fucking love Donna Noble. I loved her like storyline, and it was very bittersweet to me, like her fate at the end of her like arc. But like I think it was a coworker that told me like I don't really like her that much, and like, and I always try to be very diplomatic. Like you guys know from my streams, like I try very much not to ever say like, oh, I hate that, or like I very much dislike that, or you're wrong. Like, I try very much not to say that. I try to be as diplomatic as I can. So like when she told me that, I was like, oh yeah, I can understand that. Like, yeah, like I don't like how her arc ended and stuff like that. And then and then I think my coworker was like, no, it's not how her arc ended. I just don't like her. I was like heartbroken. Vesper did Apex with Ollie and Magni. I remember that, but he was also on a team, right? Like, oh, I hear my cat. I hear Schnackery. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. You might hear Schnackery in the background, but I remember, wasn't he also like he and a whole bunch of different hollow talents were in a tournament. And in this tournament, they were able to be like kind of mixed. Like it wasn't just like Hollow Stars with Hollow Stars. It was like, yeah, Vesper was like in a group with Astel and Yofi from Hololive Indonesia. Yeah, Ali tournament. Yeah, it was that. Shnakri, what's up? What's up? You want me to pet you? You gotta come to me. You can't just be sitting there. Meow. Yeah, I think it's V-Psycho. Yeah, exactly. Magni won the punch tournament. Because I remember he like didn't shut up about it for like a bit. Oh my god, I'm so used to like the muscle memory of like digital art. I was so close to doing this to like zoom in. And actually there were times where I was like sketching and then I did like a stroke wrong and I was like close to doing like this to like undo. And it's like, wait, I can't undo on a like on like IRL art. Cause like on Procreate, this is undo to like double tap with I think two fingers, and then this is to like zoom in. It was like, I need to zoom in to see the little teeth. There we go. Hey, you know what? Doesn't he also have like... Yeah! Yeah, epic one-on-one versus battle. V-Psyche was where TSB participated. Very try-hard serious tournament. I remember some like details from it where it was like oh wait, I think I did the wrong color here. This is supposed to be like the cheek. I just remember, wasn't there one where someone ran into and killed another character? And it like they spent like forever like resetting the map or something. Like was it Tenma? Or Tenma like was like crashed into someone and and I think it was like Ollie that was like, "What did you do?" Right, yeah, I think let's see what happens if I outline this and I'm satisfied with it. I could just call this, well, not early. We're like almost at hour 2, but I could call it earlier than I thought. But I don't know. I might want to add some shading. TSB broke my sleep schedule. I watch every scrim session at like 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. Oh no. For FPS, like no matter how much I like the VTubers, I don't always like tune in for FPS games. Like nothing against it. I've played my own fair share of it. But I don't know what it is. Yeah, there's a relay section of Ollie tournament where they needed the vehicles. Yeah, it was something like they crashed the vehicles. I don't know if it was Tenma or someone else, but it was someone. Whenever I hear Tenma, I think of the Phase Connect Tenma. I think of Tenma from this anime Monster, which is like, in my opinion, like one of the best anime that I've seen, just because it does like realistic horror really well, or like thriller. I just love the grind and competitiveness of those tournaments. I love when Toa, Aqua, Suisei participated. They grew so much on those scrims. Yeah, I would imagine so. Like with TSB, it seems like you see the growth kind of in real time. Which, like I said, is still like really cool. I think it's just me myself personally that I'm just kind of like, I get bored easily, but I could definitely see like, you know, my partner Beans, he does, like I said, he does Overwatch, And it seems like him and the people that he plays with, who are also mutual friends of mine, like they very quickly like learn from mistakes, but also it's like no matter how much you learn from mistakes, sometimes people are just like really cracked. And what is this music that's playing right now? Reminds me a little bit of what's that one song? All my friends are bread. Take me to the bread. All my friends are bread. Little Uzi Vert. Take me to the bread. I like unironically kind of like that music for a while. It was back when in college I feel like I was much more receptive and open to like newer music. Because I feel like the music you listen to as like a middle and high schooler is like the music that like kind of stay like that's where you develop your taste. Um and then like once you get older, it's like you still have that taste, but then like you're a little bit more willing. You're still willing to like listen to like other kinds of music. But now that I'm in my 30s, I'm just kind of like I'm good. Like I'm good. And not even necessarily that like new music is bad. Like there's lots of new music that is wonderful, right? But I don't know, I feel like I'm not as receptive anymore. Whereas back then I remember I used to like the song I Don't Fuck With You. I don't fuck with you. And even like Lil Uzi Vert, I was like down for. Reminds me of Burn My Bread. Burn My Bread from Persona 3, yeah. I actually do like Persona music a lot. Beans played 3, 4, 5 in a row, but not in that order. I think he played. This was like during the pandemic, like literally the day after the pandemic started. So, he played, or he was already playing 4, and then afterwards he was playing 5, but Royal, Persona 5 Royal, and then after that he went back and played Persona 3, and he says that 3 is his favorite. And I asked him like for a beginner or someone that's never like been into Persona but it was like kind of decent, kind of okay at turn-based RPGs, what would you recommend? And he said honestly 5, because it has the most like just as a beginner. Just as a beginner, like it has the most features that are like anti-frustration, whereas like 3 you kind of have to grind and you kind of have to like do a lot of what's it called? Trial and error. And you kind of have to like figure out a lot of things just on your own. That and I think Nocturne. Or like SMT Nocturne, I guess, right? Quality of life, yeah. Persona 3 he's based. Yeah, he loves Persona 3. He said that his favorite part is like spoilers for Persona 3. His favorite part is like near the end when like everyone seems to be accepting or not accepting but they're like coping with like the apocalypse essentially. And he said that you love like the kind of like overwhelming ambiance of just like despair. Like not that he personally likes that, but he likes how it was executed in the game. That like you can see all these characters like in their daily life just being like, oh, this is fucked up, I'm gonna die, I hate this, like that kind of thing. As far as I know, I don't think he's an edgelord like me. Like, not like me who's like, yeah, I love the idea of like despair and apocalypse, and I like Junko Enoshima from Danganronpa. Quality of life, I don't know where to start with Persona. Yeah, that's what yeah, exactly what Kuraketa just said. Persona 5. It seems like it has a lot of, like I said, quality of life, anti-frustration features, a bit more user-friendly is like the vibe that I'm getting, but also, like I said, I haven't played it myself, so. But I do like turn-based RPGs. I don't mind them a lot. I know that there's some people that are like vehemently against them. And it's like Because I've seen someone on Facebook, like a mutual friend of mine, be like, "Can people who like turn-based RPGs just get with the times already?" And it's like, bro, you're older than me. What do you mean by that? Like, you get with the times. Juko Enoshima, my eternal Oshi. So many things to enjoy, so little time and energy. Very true. Yeah, very true. Yeah, unironically, I love the whole. I love Junko as a villain from Danganronpa, which I do have to admit, like that's another game that I didn't actually play, but back when it was like all the rage, I think I looked at there was like a forum post or something that just like outlined the entire plot of it. So I do know what happens in the story. And then I also watched the anime, but I feel like the anime wasn't like a great adaptation of the story. I feel like the anime was kind of rushed for Danganronpa. Persona 4 is also a good start, even though I hate that game. I know I'm in the minority in that aspect. I like that one. I remember watching the anime for Persona 4, which I feel like all the Persona anime adaptations, from what I've heard, are not great. Like, they all kind of like summarize it a little too. Like, it's shortened a lot, is what I hear. How do I shade his pants? This is kind of hard, actually. I kind of suck at shading. Uh, or especially with clothes. I feel like I have no idea. I never know how to like shade clothes. Especially when he's wearing fucking like leather ass pants. Leather ass pants or leather ass pants? You tell me, chat. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do whatever and hope for the best. P3 movies are rough. P5 anime is bad. But the adaptation and dub of P4 is freaking good. Oh, is it really? I like the music. Beans has never watched the anime for P4, but I remember when it first came out and I was like on LiveJournal back then. And my friend at the time was telling me about like the anime adaptation. And I watched it with them. And I remember liking the songs a lot, the opening and the ending songs. Dun, 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 dun. Do 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 do. I don't know if what I hummed just now was like the game opening or the anime opening, to be honest. Leather ass pants with leather ass belts, yeah. Right, I don't know what I just did, but like good enough. It's the anime opening. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the ending too. I just remember the visual is like a card kind of like rotating down and then it goes into the hand of what's his name in the anime? Is it you? Like Y-U-U with the gray hair? Ruse with his many belts. Yeah, but it's not Lulu from Final Fantasy X. Like, amount of belts. I still remember that where he's like, I have more belts than any Final Fantasy character, and like me being like, actually, Lulu from Final Fantasy X has like a shit ton of belts. Yeah, you Narukami. Yeah. And I want to listen to it. At least just the ending. Persona 4 ending song. No, wait, anime song. Here we go. Yeah, music I love. How did we get into this? Oh yeah, you were saying that you didn't like P4? Was it the story or was it like the game mechanics? And no judgment on either. Like I said, I don't know much. I do remember um the comics by Him Daisy. If you guys are familiar with that, even if you've never like played Persona before. I do remember like the memes because back then there was this person named Him Daisy who made like fan comics and it was basically like a summary of the story. And like what I like about them is that they do kind of highlight kind of the stupid parts of the plot. Where it's like, if any of you don't know the story with P4, it's like um people confronting, well, okay, there's a lot of moving parts with the story, but like part of it is also like confronting like the darker parts of your personality, right? But like every time someone is confronted with that, it's usually like in the form of like them encountering like an evil version of themselves with like gold eyes, and then the evil version of themselves says some like out of pocket shit like, yeah, you actually hate everyone here, don't you? Like you actually like hate this shit, don't you? And then the person is usually like, no, it's not true, you're not me. And then like by doing that they like activate to the evil version of themselves, and it's like, you said it, now I'm gonna become a monster, now I'm a boss battle. No, don't say it. Yeah. I hate how that game plays, and to be fair, the fandom made me kind of hate it because of how they misunderstand character arcs. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely also just the usual thing when it comes to fandoms in general. Um, like like I said, I'm a trashy shipper person, and like I love reading fanfics, but like some of them are like, wow, this is very out of character, but also it's my favorite pairing, so like whatever. No, but yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair critique. But yeah, the funniest thing is just the like whenever the person's just like, "You're not me," and like in the Him Daisy comic, like as the person is about to say "You're not me," someone is pointing out like, "Hey, shouldn't we like not just watch this monologue? Shouldn't we try to stop it?" Like, so that we don't have to fight this boss battle. But no, everyone's just kind of like standing around just watching all of this happen. And then she says the thing, say the line. You're not me. And then the boss music starts. I think I tried to say boss battle and boss music at the same time. But the boss music, it goes hard. I feel like for every game, the boss music like goes pretty hard. But I kind of love those fan comics for like pointing out how kind of dumb like certain things are. Like, guys, shouldn't we try to stop this? There's another one from that fan comic where it's like the bonds that you like, you could like make stronger bonds with your friends. And I think the comic had this funny moment where it's like, "Oh, this person is your friend now. This person will now die for you." It's like, god damn. No, I accidentally made that. I'll just get the purple and I'll fill in the gap. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do shading. I feel like I like how this is turning out already. Maybe a little bit of shading over here in the cheeks. I'll try not to go too overboard with it. I actually like how this is turning out. Because it's my derpy bear style, but it's fucking Yugi. It's fucking Yami Yugi. The gnome is up. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay, and that could, I still want to do a little bit. Yeah, let's do a little bit of shading. Oh, wait, that's what I wanted to do. A little bit of detail in the eyes, and then we'll Raiden to know me. There we go. We want some highlights. Actually, this is a pretty good highlight color, so I'm just gonna do a little bit like that. Oh yeah, one of the social link levels from the party members is that they jump in front of you. If you're gonna get shot, really? Oh, so that's where the joke comes from then, huh? They will now die for you. I think one thing that Beans kind of liked about P5 in his words is how like not everyone is like down to just like suck your dick. Apparently in P4 everyone like hero worships you. It's like, wow, senpai, I love you, senpai, I love you. Whereas like P5, like Persona 5, everyone fucking hates you. And like I personally just couldn't take it. I was like, damn, everyone's so mean to you. And then Beans was like, no, I like it this way. I like that they're not just like senpai, I fucking love you. I just highlight everything with white plus color, which like that is a good stylistic thing. In P5, everyone hates you. Yeah, I watched him play a little bit of it, and I was like, this is so harsh. Like the guy, what is it? Saku, the old guy that like whose house you live in during the entirety of the game. Like he fucking hates you at first, but I think that makes it all the more rewarding when like he comes around, where he's like, okay, you're not so bad. Where it seems like in P4 all you have to do is breathe and everyone is like, wow, you're so cool. Yeah, it makes sense because technically you should be in juvie. So yeah, like you have that stigma or like you're coming into this like town with that stigma of like, oh, this kid, I forgot what it was. Doesn't he like stop like harassment or something? But because the person he stopped is like a person in power, they just use their like political or like, you know, influential power to like get him, like his reputation is like ruined essentially. There we go. Just a little bit of shading helps to build a little bit of a definition. I don't know if I'm even using those words right. Oh, I should be putting on some music. What am I doing? Oh, what is this? Oh, yeah, chill hop. Here we go. Put the chill hop back on. Yeah, in P4, you are the white-haired coming from the city, guys, so you are instantly popular. Yeah, insta-popular. Is that why weeaboos love anime? The rose-colored glasses of power fantasy? Hell yeah, brother! That's like, that's like 90% of it right there. Like, that's, oh my god, like, I have a confession. I never watched Sword Art Online. I've just watched other anime YouTubers, like, shit on it, and just kind of, like, assume that it was shit. Because it's also anime YouTubers that, like, outline their reasoning as to why Sword Art Online is shit, but it seems like the consensus among a lot of them is that it's because it's a power fantasy where it's like you get all the girls and like, you know, everyone like wants you, that kind of stuff, and you're super overpowered and you can kick any bully's ass. Like it's definitely like a big like power fantasy thing. In P3 you were just so fucking depressed, so it's relatable. I don't know why the phrasing is so funny with that. You were just so fucking depressed. Oh no, I think I ruined the... No, let me do this. There we go. Like, this is bordering on like JoJo level of like stress lines, but... Actually, I can also erase it now that I think about it. Do I have a shading color for orange? Oh yeah, you said earlier, Matthew, that you usually highlight in just white. Sword Art Online is so bad it's good. When it comes to shading, one thing that kind of helps is, like, if you know your color theory. Yeah, you know your color theory. We've talked about, like... We've talked about complementary colors. Like, I do hue shifting. So, like, if like, it's a yellow, then the shade color would be closer to not green. Wait, what do I do for the shade color? Do I need to look at a color wheel? I think green is an easier example. Like if we take Randorb, if it's green, then the shadow will be closer to blue and the highlight would be closer to yellow. Actually, yellow's a bad example. Or like this yellow's a bad example because yeah, I do highlight in white. But for shading, I do like red. Or orange. Orange is kind of the better color. So actually, what if I... Yeah, what if I do a little hee hee ha ha? Do a little bit of... Actually, I don't like that as much. I don't like what I just did, but I could also just draw back over it. No, that's too light. It's actually a little too light. Actually, you can also do this. And let me do a little highlight on the nose area. Where's my gray? Sword Art Online is your guilty pleasure? Ain't nothing wrong with that, friend. What is my guilty pleasure anime now that I think about it? I'm gonna look at AniList. I definitely have a guilty pleasure anime. One that's like, yeah, this is trash. No, not on this account. On my other account. Okay, I never put guilt when I rate anime. I never put guilty pleasures under 4. 5 is like I would say that it's so good that I would recommend it to anyone regardless. And like 4 is where I kind of put like stuff that like I would recommend to most people, but some of them are guilty pleasures. So like I have Blood Plus. I think that one like that one was just cool. Guilty pleasure. Oh, hey, Elle. Hello. Happy Monday. Welcome to the stream. As you can see, we are almost done coloring in Yugi Bear from Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because I've been getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately. We were talking about anime, and I was just thinking about, like, what's my guilty pleasure anime? One that I can't confidently say is, like, objectively good, but I liked it. Let's see. What am I looking at? Would you guys say Black Butler is good? like Kuroshitsuji? Or how do you actually pronounce it? Kuroshitsuji? Kuroshitsuji, I could say that that's a guilty pleasure, but would you guys say that it's good though? Because I feel like a guilty pleasure kind of has to be like kind of has to be mid. Because then it's not a guilty pleasure, it's just a pleasure, right? Wait, Kuzuno Honkai! Scum's Wish! That's definitely a guilty pleasure. You personally find it boring? Yeah, so I feel like then I could say like Kuroshitsuji is like a guilty pleasure. Like, specifically the second season. Yeah, Black Butler. It's not bad, gosh. I have watched and forgot so many anime. That's why I started using a, people use my anime list, but I use anilist.com. Or I guess it's anilist.co. That's where I try to keep track of, like, the anime I watch. Scum's Wish is good, though. Is it, or do I just love how fucked up it is? I think that's the thing with Kuzuno Honkai with Scum's Wish. Like, was it actually good, or do I just... Because I liked it. I freaking loved it. But I loved how fucked up it was. It was like, damn, this is such a train wreck. I remember as a kid loving it. I'd say Soul Eater is your guilty pleasure. That or Hunter. I feel like Hunter x Hunter is actually good, though. It's, like, objectively good. In my opinion. In what's the? Do you guys remember the Vine? That's my opinion. What else? Moggy? Did you guys watch Moggy? And is that good? Because like I also loved Moggy so much. The animation for the adaptation is like trash, but I fucking love Moggy. Domestic Girlfriend? I don't think I ever, wait, did I? Yeah, I did. I did watch Domestic Girlfriend. That's the one with the, with the sisters but not sister, right? That one was okay. That one was okay for me. But that, I could see how that could be someone's guilty pleasure. I like the songs, but not the anime. Oh yeah, Moggy had some really good songs, yeah. Okay, for Goblin Slayer, I never finished it, but I feel like the controversy was with like the opening scene and the SA, the assault. I feel like once you get past that, it was pretty decent. See, Goblin Slayer, Spy Family is super cute. But that one is definitely like, that one you can't say is a guilty pleasure because that one is also just like, not necessarily objectively like a 5 out of 5, but for me it's like objectively good in the same way that it's like almost mainstream, right? Millie, I love the Millie songs. I love it. Okay, wait, I have a guilty pleasure anime. It's so bad. It's like laughably bad. And I feel like I've talked about it on stream. It's like hilariously bad. But it's also a bit niche. Yeah, episode 1 was edgy, but I like the premise and traditional fantasy narrative. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's understandable then. Okay, have you guys heard of Seikon no Quasar? I feel like we also talked about this during another like POSCA stream. Seikon no Quasar or Quasar of the Stigmata. Have y'all heard of that one? That one is a guilty pleasure. That one is like garbage can and a half. But admittedly, I have to say this. It has an amazing concept that I really wish they like. I really wish like another like series would pick up this idea. Yeah, boob power. Yes, exactly. So for those who don't know what Seikon no Quasar is, here's the concept. The concept is actually really cool. It's like these people that are able to fight with the power of the elements, but not elements as in fire, water, earth. It's elements as in like copper, silver, gold, what else? Helium. I don't think there was a helium person, but like think of like the periodic table of elements, like the chemistry periodic table, and their powers are based off of that, which is a cool concept, right? Like you have someone that can fight with copper, and I think they take advantage of the fact that, wait, was it copper? That it can conduct electricity. So essentially they have electricity powers. And then you also have iron. Obviously they can make stuff like weapons. I don't remember if they manipulate the iron in blood, but I feel like that's another cool one. Yeah, that's a cool concept, right? Like, you know, they have powers. It's based off the chemical elements. The way that it's powered, though, Kuraketa said it in chat. They have to drink something called soma. That's like the energy source. Soma is the thing that comes out of the booba. So that's the one. Oh, let me pause. Sorry, Beans just got home. But yes, the fourth milk. Essentially. Essentially, yeah. I think that's definitely what kind of like for a lot of people ruins this anime because it's very overtly like fan service. Very much so. It's like, oh no, we gotta power our like I'm running out of energy to use my copper powers. Quickly. Yeah, I think you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say here. So yeah, that's definitely like a guilty pleasure. I think it's just like hilarious, not even for like pervy reasons. It's just like a hilarious like way to do that concept. Where it's like, wow, these are such cool powers, but they're powered by booba. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish up soon. Just looking where to put like highlights and stuff. Like High School of the Dead fan service? Yes, actually. Actually, I would say yes. Like, very much so. High School of the Dead is goated, best zombie media ever. I never finished it, but it's not even because of the fan service, even though that, like, you know, I know what I just said contradicts this, but I don't often watch things for the fan service. It's just Seikon no Quasar. Like I said, I really thought the concept was cool, and I just thought it was really funny. But I never finished High School of the Dead. One of the reasons I never finished it is because there's a pretty epic guy. There's a pretty epic character in there who is pretty cool, but he looks way too much like a person I knew IRL that was kind of like a creep. So, like, Ouran High School Host Club. That one is super cute. That one is super duper cute. I like the ending to that one, or like I guess the anime ending. I have to watch Zom 100. I also heard that was good. I heard Zom 100 was really good. That's your guilty pleasure? Definitely the one I've seen the most. I have to say that it's not like I disagree in whether it's good or bad. I disagree that it's a guilty pleasure because it's actually good. Like, I'd say that like Ouran High School was like really good for its like depictions of like just a cute like romance, but it also had like its fair share of drama. Like, I feel like guilty pleasure has to be one where, like, you tell someone you like it and they're like, bro, what? like just right now with Seikon no Quasar, like, you telling me you like the booby shit? You know what? High School of the Dead is another one. Like I said, I never finished it, but I feel like if you went up to someone that watched a lot of anime and you're like, yeah, I'd say my favorite anime was High School of the Dead. Like, they'd be like, you what? Why that one, bro? Aside from SAO and Domekano, I don't have a guilty pleasure because anime takes a lot of time. Now manga though, that's where the real shit begins. Very true. Very true. Shokugeki no Soma is not my favorite. It's not my guilty pleasure, but I did think it was an interesting concept. That was another one. What else? What else do I have here? I kind of like Yojo Senki. That's the one with the guy who's reborn as an evil German girl. I feel like that's a bit of a guilty pleasure. Because, like, if you just say that concept to someone, they're like, you what? My guilty pleasure is I actually like isekai as a genre. Oh! I think that counts, yeah. Yeah, Tanya the Evil. Tanya the Evil. I actually like that one. I thought it's like, I think any kind of like edgelord anime that's genuinely good. Once again, like, because like certain parts of it are kind of fucked up, I'm like, was it really good or am I just digging it because of that? What's another one? That's such a good anime. Yeah, isekai, like, I feel like it's just that it's oversaturated. The movie's fantastic. For Tanya the Evil? Wait, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, Elle, were you talking about Tanya the Evil? Now that I think about it, my guilty pleasures. Gate. Okay, I heard. Yeah, is that Japan? I heard about that one too. Yeah, Gate I think would count as a guilty pleasure for some people because I haven't watched it, but I have heard like people shit on it, and say that it's kind of like a brain empty one. But you know, I can't judge. I haven't seen it. So like another Gate enjoyer. I salute you. Is it? Oh, is Gate the one that's kind of just like propaganda? Like, ghost stories. Are you talking about the dub, L? I can't repeat some of the jokes, but like, I can't repeat some of the jokes, but like, the one that had me fucking dying was the bunny. Like, the little things that he would say, touch me. And the little jokes he had, touch me harder. Oh my god, that one. I still haven't watched it to completion, but isn't there also like one kid who's just like only talks in like crying? Like, what's wrong now? like that's his entire dialogue. I love it every time I want to laugh. I watch it. That and the donut one. Have I watched or have I seen that episode? Oh, here we go. Guilty pleasure. You guys know I love Digimon. Digimon is like my number one. Like, I fucking ride or die for Digimon. The Digimon movies. If you guys didn't know, there's how many is this? There's 6 Digimon movies where it's the original cast grown up. It's called Digimon Adventure Try. That is a guilty pleasure because they're objectively bad. like for real, they're pretty bad. Like they have like the most baffling like story decisions. The animation is really good sometimes and really jank other times. It's just like it really is just like a baffling set of movies. And like objectively not that great, but because I'm like a ride or die for Digimon, I would say that I liked it. It was like, oh, I get to see like my favorite characters, but they're like grown up now. They're in high school and they're thinking about like what their careers are gonna be and all that. But it's called Digimon Adventure Try. It's like if you guys grew up on Digimon like I did, so like Tai, Matt, or Yamato, like them, they're grown up. They're like teenagers, or not. I think they're like, are they starting college? I forgot. But there is another Digimon movie where it's that same cast but like even more grown up, where I think they're straight up adults at this point. And that is called Digimon Kizuna. Keiichiro. Oh, is it the little kid? Yeah. Keiichiro. I don't know what oh, you know what? Shading on the bottom. Let's do some shading on the bottom. There we go. I think we're pretty much done with Yugi Bear. Ore no turn! Draw! Monster card! It's been so long since you watched Digimon. Oh, that's my like number one. I keep coming back to it. Like I watched it as an elementary schooler, came back to it in like I want to say high school, and then again like after like during college, and then again like a couple years back. Like I always rewatch it like every so often, and like I feel like I could dedicate a whole like presentation to this, but one reason why I love Digimon so much is because the Digimon are like allegories for like the character development of the main cast. So like the easiest example is the main character Tai. If you remember the main character, he has like the goggles, the big brown hair, and his Digimon is Agumon, the orange lizard. And like Tai is supposed to embody courage. Like all of the characters embody some kind of positive quality. And for Tai it's courage. So like whenever he exhibits courage, his Digimon like evolves. His Digimon like gets stronger. So like the first time he exhibits like courage by like he like not sacrifices himself, but he like puts himself between his group and like the enemy Digimon. That's when like Agumon digivolves into like his champion form Greymon. And then but it also goes in reverse because there are points where like Tai doesn't exhibit courage, or he exhibits like selfish courage, and then Agumon digivolves into like a dark version of his like ultimate. He turns into like Skull Greymon, which is like the scary skeleton dinosaur, and it's kind of a traumatic it's a traumatic thing that happens to Tai, because it's like, what happened to my best friend? Now he's like a giant scary skeleton that's trying to kill us all. And then like once he kind of gets over that and like puts forward like how much he wants to defend his friends, then Agumon reaches his actual like full evolution. So like that's just a small example, but I just love how the Digimon are kind of they represent that character development and that character growth with their partners. Yeah, I just think it's neat. Matthew saying that loves isekai reminds me that I hate the genre, but my two favorite animes are isekai. I love isekai, but I do agree that it gets like kind of oversaturated. Hello, Mire. Hello, hello. We're actually going to be ending in maybe like 10 minutes or so, but thank you for joining. We're talking about anime now. I finished this POSCA drawing of Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh, but as a bear. But yeah, so Digimon, I fucking love forever. I can talk for days about Digimon and like everything that I love about it, and maybe I'll get an opportunity to do that. Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh, I liked it as a middle schooler and didn't come back. I didn't come back until like maybe a week ago. Like, your first crush? Oh my god, I loved Bakura. Bakura was like one of my first crushes. Like, yeah, I would say so. Like, I just told Stream earlier that I'm not like a Yume. Like, I don't like self-insert myself with like my anime crushes. But like, I think when I was a middle schooler, I don't think I even self-inserted. I think I just liked them. Like, but Bakura was like my favorite character. I remember I like screenshotted every single scene that he was in, and I like saved screenshots on my computer, on my like bulky ass computer from the 2000s. Oh no, I didn't self-insert because I said this earlier. I'm a shipper. I like shipping. Oh yeah, that's what Yume means. Yume means that you like self-insert, like let's say that you Yume with I refuse to elaborate. Yeah, like you self-insert with like your crush of choice. But now that I think about it, like I think I also shipped with like in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh, I also like shipped characters with each other. But I feel like the most obvious one with Yu-Gi-Oh. What does YN mean? Yes or no, right? Right? Is that not what it means? But Yume, the word that I was saying, Yume is Japanese for dream, but it's basically a term that means that you like, it's more, you more so see it with like VTubers, but like Yume is like, you ship yourself with, with the VTuber, which like, I don't judge if that's whatever floats your boat, right? But for me, I'm more of a shipper. I frequently see it with, with shipping. I only know like yes or no, wait. Yeah, what does it mean? I feel like it's funny. I just saw a thread on Twitter that had like shipping terms. Let me see if I can find it. I literally like just saw this thread too. Like right before I started streaming today. I think I saved it in my bookmarks. Let me go to this account. Old fandom shipping terms and how they were used. So OTP is one true pairing. OT3 is one true threesome. Multi-ship. I'm not seeing YN. I feel like I did also see that. I'll share this with y'all though. If you guys want some shipping lingo. Some of it is pretty old. It goes over like lime and lemon. That's okay about that. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, like I definitely like throughout my time in fandom have always been quite the shipper. Let me just darken some of these lines. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's been fun to kind of like the lemon terms, yes. Yes, exactly. Let's see, my first ships were probably like, I don't know if I feel comfortable talking about like who I shipped in Digimon because like now it was like fun when I was a kid and they were like, you know, the cast is pretty young. But now that I'm an adult talking about shipping kids, there's like a little bit of squick to that. But like, wait, how old? I was gonna say like Yu Yu Hakusho. How old are they? They're like high schoolers, right? I guess never mind. I can't really talk about that then. Gonna hide in fanfic.net? Yeah. Or AO3, though I've been hearing that people aren't using it as much. But yeah, fanfics are life. Definitely for Yu-Gi-Oh! I read a lot of fanfics. And then for what else? Hitalia, unfortunately. God, it's so hard to talk about how much like I loved Hitalia back when it was like still airing. But like to be honest though, like even though it was kind of cringe, it did actually like develop into like for me, it helped me understand history a little bit more. Like it just helped to have like personifications of characters, even though it could get kind of like squick. You know, because these are like based off real nations, real like cultures, you know. So I don't know, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. I'm just adding some random highlights here or there. And then I think we'll call it soon. I do want to raid into Nomi. Gerita, oh my god, Mina, you're speaking my language. Gerita, yeah, I was a oh my god, it's funny. I had a no TP, and no TP is like a ship that you like do not like. Like, some things age like fine wine, some others like milk. Fine milk, that's cheese, right? No, you're right. Spumano, yes. I shipped France and UK. I was a frucker. And my no TP was US UK. Or you suck. I'm sorry to anyone that was a Hitalia fan and like that, but that was like my no TP. I was like, I don't like this. But yeah, I was a frucker and I was a Rus Ame. Which, like, saying it now is so cringe because of, like, just, like, you know, current politics and whatnot, and the fact that these are real-ass countries, but, like, gosh. And if you think it's bad, like, you think it's cringe now, imagine how it was back then, when people were doing this unabashedly. You accept me? Thank you, Mire. Man, but not only was it even like fan fiction and like fan art, dojinshi. Did you ever get did anyone here ever get like dojinshi? The fan comics? Man, I still have some. I still have my collection. When I was I had my Marie Kondo phase when I was clearing a lot of things out, I was like I don't know, I paid money for this and I still kind of enjoyed them, so you know, I should hold on to them. You read the heck out of it? Aw, so based. So based. I still have my collection. And I remember I kept one because, or I kept some of them because I was like, one of these days I'm gonna learn how to read Japanese. And like, I kind of sorta can read Japanese, just not a lot of kanji, but but now they have, like, Google Translate has like the photo thing where it just like live translates. So that's actually been working really fine. I love reading Gerita. How did you feel about what is it? Little Chibi? Oh, Chibitalia. There we go. Chibitalia with Holy Roman Empire. Because I thought that was like the cutest. Oh yeah, Scanlations. Yeah. Same. Oh, actually, I like that effect. I remember I loved that, like... Oh my god, wait, you just reminded me. Mira, you just reminded me. You've unearthed, not only was it doujins, there was the fan videos. Do you remember the fan videos? Like the little, like, animatics animations? I think I have a playlist of them. Let me find it. I can't share the playlist because it has my, like, name on it, but... I I even called the playlist Nostalgic Hitalia. Yeah, the AMVs. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna... No, don't play it, don't play it. Okay. I'm gonna share one with you, chat, and then I think we're gonna have to call it soon. I'm getting kind of tired. There you go. This is an old one. This is 13 years ago. This is 13 years ago. This one's cute though. This one's super cute. It's Chibitalia with Holy Roman Empire. You know what? We're circling back. This was my Roman Empire right here. This is what I think about. Laughing because I found someone who shares my love. Of course, of course. I want to catch more of your streams, but like I think I'm either sleeping or like just not available when you usually stream, but I want to make at least one. I watched one of your VODs, Mire, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's something about your voice that feels very like I want to call you Ate." Like, so one of these days I do want to catch your streams when I can. And I don't know if I'm older or you're older, but but your voice feels very like friendly. But okay, I think we're gonna call it there. Am I on material? I don't know. I just love listening. Okay, let me see. Let me stop raids to make sure no one raids into me. Who is on right now? Yeah, we finished Yugi Bear. Wait, no one? Wait, I thought Nomi is. Is Nomi streaming? Did she finish? You learned a lot. Thanks for sharing, Hitalia. I miss talking about them. Oh, anytime. Thank you. Congrats on the art. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, is Nomi streaming? How come I'm not seeing them on my raid list? I do follow them. Wait. Oh yeah, there they are. There they are. Okay, cool. She's streaming. All right, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and raid into Nomi. Thank you, everyone. Let's get one more look. One more look at the Yugi Bear. There we go. If you guys want a close up. There you go. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to our outro stream and let's go ahead and raid into Nomi. So thank you everybody. Have a good rest of your evening, afternoon, or morning, and I'll see you as always when I see you. Tomorrow we're gonna play Tunic, by the way. So yeah. See you everyone, bye!